Hello, everyone, and welcome to Elian's Joy today. Very excited to see you. Welcome to my show. We're going to talk a little bit about mindfulness today and why and how and what is it. I get many times. I get patients and clients that tell me, what is mindfulness? So let's talk about that today. I welcome you to my TV show, this episode on this beautiful day, wherever you are. Thank you for tuning in. I am excited to talk about this topic. I always love this topic. I love everything mindfulness, right? I teach it, I work with people on it. My clients come to learn to control their anxiety or to work through their anxiety and depression with several of these techniques. And I use it, of course, in my yoga and meditation practice. It is all about that mindfulness. That is just what it is. So let's talk a couple of things. The ideas, some things that you can do. We all need to do this. I mean, there's nobody excluded nowadays. We all have a lot going on. There's so much in our world going on that we are just daily getting affected by, right? So we have those daily stressors. And then some of us, we are just really starting to get into this worry pattern, and that's causing anxiety and that's causing symptoms of anxiety, so that we really feel stressed out or flushed or in a hurry or in a constant worry all the time. And if that is not necessary or necessary, sometimes it's very understandable that you go through it. So it's not one of those things that I can tell you, well, just don't have it, right? I mean, we all get so much input. I'll talk about it all the time. We all get so much going on. We all see so much around us, and we get so much information about good and bad things that sometimes it's just very difficult to control these things and to step away from it and to kind of find out what we can do with it and where we need to put it. And like with many things with stress and anxiety, sometimes we just have to take a step back and do something for ourselves. And that is that moment of mindfulness that we are creating, to take a deep breath and to take a step back and to start thinking about our reaction to it. In my book, I write about tips, and things that you can do for that. And one of the titles of my book is, or one of the subtitles of my book is, Life Doesn't Get Any Easier, you just get better at it. And that is truly, I have this fly. That is truly the truth in the settings that we are in, is always, there's always something, right? If people come to me, then they say, if my clients come to me or my patients, they say, in life just got really complicated and really difficult. And sometimes I say, it's not life's fault that made you so sick or that made you go in stress mode, but it's just really what you did with it, right? How your reaction to it was and what your reaction patterns were to these events. Everybody does experience death and traumatic events, pain, grief, sorrow, loss, and just all this overall stuff of the things around us. What are we going to do tomorrow, right? How are we going to react to that? And that is really just an ongoing thing that we struggle with a lot. Now, to go through some of these things and to find out what we can do for ourselves, it is for everybody different. That's why I want to give you today just some really simple examples of things that you can do for mindfulness. And one of the things also that I wanted to point out to you is that this is stuff that you can do everywhere all the time. So you don't even really have to go to a certain place. You might know I teach yoga, I teach meditation, I teach trauma-informed yoga and trauma-informed care. I work with patients in an addiction recovery setting. I also work with clients as a life coach towards future planning and goal setting and all that fun stuff, right? How are we going to get control of this anxiety again? And what can we do for ourselves? And mindfulness tools, a lot of mindfulness tools are wonderful to have in this setting or in the days that you go through, right? You got to have something that you really can attach to and that you really like to do for yourself. One of the things I love to do is all kind of different sort of meditations, but one of the simplest one that you can start with is a body scan meditation. And a body scan meditation is very simple. You just want to lie down. You just want to lie down or sit down. A lot of people like a sitting meditation. You just like to lie down or sit down in a setting where you're completely comfortable. And you can put some music on, or you can do this with a guided meditation. And if you do this through a guided meditation, there's a lot of apps. If you want to know what I use, just reach out to me anytime, right? You can find me on my website, elianhaan.com, and just reach out to me. And I give you a lot of very informative and very good apps to work with if you are looking for guided meditations, or even just some simple ideas for that mindfulness meditation. A body scan really teaches us how to be aware and get in touch with our body and what we feel. So we are doing deep breathing, and we're breathing in all the way to our toes, and then we exhale and we just relax and release and relax our toes. And then we go to inhale and we go to our feet. And bring a deep breath to our feet. And then when we exhale, we just relax our feet. And what happens, for instance, when we lay on the floor is that your feet are just kind of falling outwards to a natural position of pure relaxation, right? Just when you're sleeping. And then you go to the ankles, the legs, maybe the lower leg, the upper leg, and you just bring super awareness and your super deep breath every time to that specific place in your body. And you just walk all the different parts of your body all the way up, right? Even your forehead, relax your forehead, relax the wrinkles in your forehead, relax your cheeks, relax your eyes. Relax your nostrils, relax your mouth and your jaw so that you really almost fall asleep. It's really nice to listen to a guided meditation or to beautiful music to do that too. If you have 5 or 10 minutes a day, then do that. It is amazing. It feels very good and it's so healthy to do a little bit of meditation time during the day. It is really for you, and it really sets yourself, gives yourself a sense of accomplishment, some quiet time. You're relaxing your deep breathing. It kind of sets your mind frame a little bit different, right? Your mindset is more into an attitude of gratitude, a little bit more stride, a little bit more toughness to it, a little bit easier to see through things when you have that calm and that powerful and that at ease mindset. So meditation is wonderful for that. And so with that, it might be a number two, or it might also be related to number one. With that, you need to create that quiet time for yourself. So if you do that through meditation, or if you do that just through 15 minutes in the morning, sitting with your cup of coffee, maybe outside, just watching your surroundings, your beautiful backyard, or listening to the birds and just really being quiet, quiet, quiet. Especially before the kids get up, before you have to start running for school, for work, and for all your daily duties. So if you're having that moment without spouses and pets and kids and all that comes with it, if you're creating a little bit of that calm space and that quiet time, it is super healthy again. It sets you up for the day. Now, I talk about it to do that in the morning, but sometimes we don't have those mornings. So that sometimes we have to go through the middle of the day, or maybe a 3 o'clock or a 4 o'clock when you're done working, just kind of maybe take a little power nap where you're not sleeping, but where you're just doing some of your deep breathing techniques, right? It could be number two, or it could be related to your mindfulness time or to your meditation time. And then number three, of course, is that you're doing a deep breathing time a couple of days, a couple of times a day, or even again in that quiet time that you just created. So breath can also be in there. They're all kind of go together, or they can be separate. If sometimes you feel really stressed out, this is what I do. When I feel a little bit right, a little bit busy, a little bit stressed, a little bit combobulated is the word. I love that word. Then I just sit down and I'm going to take 10 really deep breath, just really focused attention, deep breath. So I'm just really going to pay attention to it. I'm really going to focus on it. I deep breathe in through my nose and I exhale through my mouth. And then I do 10 of those. And it says that if you do that every day, that is really giving you strength, calmness, and a really nice mindful goal, right? So it immediately relates to a calmer mind and a brighter outcome, a brighter, seeing overall things better, more clarity. That's the word I was looking for. So then the things that look so difficult, all of a sudden you're better able to analyze them and to see through it. And hey, this can wait. And hey, this we do now, right? It's kind of like a little bit more management, time management. You just see things better. There's a little bit more clarity. I love that word. So if you're doing that for yourself, that is at the same time some sort of a troubleshooting. You got to sit down and let it all go, because really it's not so important sometimes that you do it now. We feel the importance of running and getting everything done and go all the time in our society. But sometimes, that things can wait. So we just really have to filter that a little bit. And you can do that through taking a couple of deep breaths a day, do 10 of them. And then there you did create that quiet time. You did create that me time, that self-space, that self-care. And maybe you did it through a meditation, right? So a mindfulness body scan or a mindfulness breathing technique meditation. So these are all ideas to start a day with, or to stop the day with, or to do in the middle of the day. Whenever you have a little bit of time for yourself, do it. Because this is all just proven to be very, very healthy. And anything you do for that healthy mind and that healthy body is just always connected. It's always connected, right? It just gives you a lot more strength. Some things that I really like to do as well is, it's kind of like a quiet time thing, is just really paying attention to what you're actually doing in the moment. Right? Eckhart Tolle was really big on that, the power of now, to really pay more attention to what we are doing specifically in this moment. And, sometimes we're just so busy with the past and just so busy with the future, or with problem solving, or with creating, that we just forget, again, to be just really grateful and mindful in the moment. So if I'm making a cup of coffee in the morning, let's go even a little bit earlier. Let's go just getting up, sitting, and taking a deep breath. When you sit up, you get out of bed, you take a deep breath, and you can be just kind of calm down in that moment, that you're grateful to get on with the day and be alive and feel alive, right? And you're going to brush your teeth and do your morning routine and get your shower going and all that stuff. So once you get that going, you can be grateful for feeling clean, for the fact that we have water, and for the fact that we have things available for us to clean with, and to pretty up with, right? To put our sexy back on in the morning. What I always say, right? To kind of feel good, put some fun clothes on, put some makeup on, things like that do make you feel good. All these things, if we do that with a really mindful mindset, really pay attention to it, that it's so great that we have those few moments to do that, it's really setting you up to be more aware of everything that is going on in your day and during your day. You go down and Just kind of look around you and just be grateful for your home and for the warm environment that you're in, wherever that is or wherever you are at the moment, just kind of creating and feeling it and being in that space. And then you just make a little coffee, or you drink a little coffee, or you do your Starbucks run, maybe, right? If you feel that sense of smell and just taste of that good coffee in the morning, that's what that mindfulness is all about. It's all about that. And it's such a grateful thing. It's such a wonderful thing and such a grateful thing to be able to be in that space and to feel those moments. Just the connection that I have with you now, the fact that you allow me to lecture and talk a little bit and be with you and maybe give you some tips. And I get so much back from your reactions. I get so much back from your feedback, from your support. There's always this interaction. I call that hashtag heal to heal, right? Sharing is caring. I give and I receive. And so that is just such a wonderful thing that we can do together. And that is a really deep and profound thing for me, that I'm aware of the fact that I'm right here in the moment. And it might be, it might be at a birthday party with friends. It might be at a dinner party with relatives and family. But I really feel the deep connection, awareness, and gratitude for being with them, for the love we share and the kindness we have for each other and that we give each other. That's just a wonderful thing. So these are all good things. One of the things that could be tip number 5 is, right, number 1 was body scan, and number 2 was quiet time, and number 3 was meditation techniques and breathing, and number 4 was being in the now and paying attention to what you are doing in a minute. And another really fun thing that you can do with your partner, loved ones, or kids love this exercise, is to breathe together. Now, I do that as a technique to calm my patients down. So, we go sit across from each other and we say, watch me, and look at what I say, look at my eyes right now. And then I do this deep breathing through my nose, and I do this with my patient. And we look at each other, and then exhale slowly through your mouth if you're comfortable, or maybe through your nose if you're comfortable with that. And very slowly just exhale. It creates a beautiful connection with, like I said, your loved one, your kids, your family. Or for me, it creates a space of safety and trust between me and my clients, between me and my patient. And when I do that, then we just are able to both really come into a really slow, calm space. And that is for me where I want to start with my clients or with my patients. I'm really, really hyper and really stressed out, and maybe even anger issues, or just full of resentment, or full of even just having this feeling of pause, we call that, right? Just a feeling of being able to run away and finding the ability to use or to do things that are not healthy or not good. Just calming down and come back to that. In this case, space together is really, really powerful. I love to do that. I love to do it. I can highly recommend that you do that also. And then number 6 that I want to point out today is a really nice one, is just picking up something during the day that you're gonna really enjoy and that you're just gonna call something like single tasking, right? Maybe a hobby, you're just gonna do that, or maybe you're gonna paint, or maybe you're gonna fold laundry, something that I actually like to do. It makes me feel calm and grateful and connected, and it gets some of my daily stresses out. And just really, sometimes it's cooking, whatever a hobby is, for whatever you love to do. Go to your space where you're comfortable and do that for a while. Allow yourself that time to do that hobby. Maybe it's walking, maybe it's music, maybe it's walking with music, maybe it's doing something with your favorite pet, maybe it's gardening, maybe it's just paying attention to your plants. Like I said, cooking, sharing recipes, um, reading, right? Reading is amazing. Reading is amazing and brings us into this really still space. Spirituality sometimes, prayer, or just sitting with your Bible or studying. Maybe it's Buddhism or maybe it's Hinduism that you are into, or maybe Jewish, or maybe, Muslim, whatever you're reading and what gives you that quiet time in your religion, in your own spiritual time. Find that single thing that you would like to do for yourself when it comes to that. So there's a whole lot of tips there, um, that I gave you that put you into this little mindful space. And why do I repeat it so much? And why do we talk about it all the time? Well, it's what I love to do, and I do what I love. I love to do that with you. And it's the one thing that my patients always, and my clients in my life coaching practice always ask for. Eliane, can we please start with that calm breathing or with that meditation or with that quiet time so that you can calm me down? You as a counselor can give me that calm awareness. And then we can practice that together, and we can go a little bit further, or we can set up exercises to do, and I can hold you accountable for next week when you come back. Did you do it? And can we go on and climb up from there, right? I always want you to move through that and move forward and move up, because that's where it all is. So when you feel that you're getting more established in your practice, if you're getting better at it in your practice and in the things that you would love to do, then you are really into a better place overall. And for me, movement is always one of the things, of course, that I want to contribute as a last point to that. It's always great to find your own space, to find your own time, to find your own quiet time and meditation time when you're going for a walk, you're gonna swim, or you're just gonna. And I'm not talking about letting the dog out, right? It needs to be really, really, really a calm, maybe a powerful, but it's not your exercise time and it's not the dog's time. So it needs to be you, to where you're comfortable in your own tempo, to walk into a beautiful place and to create that space for yourself. Now, yoga is also one of the great things, or Tai Chi, or energy work, that I can highly recommend as an exercise for mindfulness. Yoga is the union between mind and body. Yoga is not about touching your toes. I say that so many times, and I want to keep reiterating that. Yoga is not about, wow, I am so flexible. Yoga is about making small little steps, maybe towards that flexibility and mobility, because it is a great outcome. But it's also a great intervention tool for stress, depression, trauma, and anxiety. So if you practice, it's about the journey down towards your feet. It's not about touching your feet. It's not about being able to do a split. It's not about the fact that you are not flexible. If you are not flexible, don't make that stop you going to try a beginner's yoga class. Because you will find out with the right instructor that there are so many little steps that you can take to increase mobility and flexibility in a really short amount of time. That is a proven fact for all ages. If you start working on flexibility and mobility, then the increase in range of motion, the increase in mobility picks up in no time. You just have to start somewhere. And as a last tip of the day, well, how do we do that? Sometimes it's just in your own comfortable space. Sometimes, again, going back to where we were starting with, what is mindfulness? What can I do for myself today? Well, click on my YouTube videos. Click on my YouTube videos, and there are a lot of videos where we do a little bit of chi, or a little bit of energy work, or a little bit of breathing, or some stretches and some yoga poses to get you started. That does not necessarily have to be an hour of the day, or you having to go change and go somewhere and get involved for an hour and then have to come back. Sometimes we just don't have the time for that. And if we don't have the time for that, then grab your mat. Because if you've been listening to me and you follow me, then you know that your mat is always under the television, right? Get off the couch, get on the mat, and practice just a few minutes of stretching and quiet time and meditation. Move your body a little bit. Move those muscles. That moves your mind, it moves your noodle, it moves your brain, because it's a muscle too, right? We have to keep it moving. And it just gives you this wonderful flow of gratefulness and a sense of peace. And that's what it's all about. It's all about in my Aliens Joy tips, in my show, it's all about coming to the place and space of having a little bit of peace of mind. It doesn't necessarily always have to relate to, oh, happiness, happiness, happiness. Happiness is related to people, places, events, right? It can easily be taken away from us. But having a sense of peace and having a sense of, I can do it, I can get through this, is just so big. Find me always on my website. Buy my book, 60 Miles from Neiman's. You can find it on Amazon. You can find it on my website, www.elianhaan.com. I hope you read my book. I hope you will leave a review. I hope you go to my website and find me. It says Find Elian. Click on one of those websites, and there's tons of videos on my YouTube, definitely on My Health Angel, a lot of videos that are so fun to you just go to my name and you just go to the videos that are there. Some are 3 minutes, some are half an hour, some are an hour. So whatever suits you in your time, you can do those videos. And keep watching www.winwinwomen.tv, where we all are, where it all is. Keep watching us and come back next week, next Saturday. I am super grateful to share with you, as always. Thank you for watching Aliens Joy on winwinwomen.tv, and I'll see you next week. Have a great, mindful week. Namaste.